Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. In this video, I want to talk about the darkest side of narcissism in the worst case scenarios, because we all know that the narcissist, they will abuse you in any shape, form, and fashion, in every level, on every level. But what would be the worst case scenarios in these situations? In my opinion, the worst case scenarios are when someone is losing their life. Okay, so in this video, I want to shed a light on that type of situation, okay, where the person becomes so beaten and battered that they take their life after narcissistic abuse. Or the narcissist pushes you close to the ledge and then gives you that little bit more to kick you over the ledge. When they see that that person is in that fragile position, they go in for the kill. And they are, basically playing their part in murdering someone. Because everybody has different temperaments. And they're seeking someone that's already fragile to begin with. Then they're going to spend time love bombing you and collecting information to find out where they feel you're weak. And that's where they're going to be tying you in knots throughout the whole relationship. And it's a gradual thing. And everybody don't feel like they have the strength to overcome that. And it's really sad. I've heard of these situations even with teenagers, young girls get with a narcissistic guy, and she's having this puppy love and she feels like she's in love with this guy, and he takes her virginity, dogs her out, do all this stuff, and she don't know how to deal with that because he done took her all the way to the deep end. And even if she knows how to swim, she could tread. But can you tread water forever? You're eventually going to get tired. And that narcissist is not bringing you back to the shallow end. They're only going to try to take you further and further in. So this needs to be another reason why we have to keep our no contact. I made a video this morning talking about self-preservation. This is the ultimate self-preservation here, trying to guard your life. I can't even imagine or begin to think of how many people have dealt with narcissists in their life, and it's ultimately led to them choosing to commit suicide rather than continue to endure that suffering and feeling too weak to break away. And even people who are adults, I talked about the teenage young lady as an example, but even people, professionals, married a narcissist, and their reputation is on the line because this person that they married is going to be smearing them, and they'd rather not even live than to live with the smear campaign that narcissist is going to do on them, and that other people are going to eat up. They can't deal with what other people are thinking. Yes, this is a brokenness inside of them that needs to be healed, but the narcissist certainly didn't help. They didn't come to help, okay? They came to exploit, and that's what they're always coming to do, exploit, guys. They have to exploit. That's the way they know how to secrete things out of people, through exploitation. Or if they're meeting someone that's already suicidal, it might be fun to them just to toy around with them and get them to go all the way. These are people that are more on the psychopathic end of things. They don't have feelings. They don't. And it's hard for human beings, because we all say we're all human, but that's a human without feelings. There are human beings that don't have the typical feelings that a typical human being have. They are out here. And it's so hard for many of us to wrap our minds around this. And this is how we end up falling prey to begin with, because we don't know and believe that people are like this out here, and they are. That when that narcissist realizes they can't have you anymore, they want to destroy you. The ultimate destruction is to obliterate your life. That you're not walking the earth anymore. That's the ultimate destruction. Not just making you feel bad and sad and jealous. We have to go down the rabbit hole and understand what we're dealing with and what they are capable of and how low they will go, because there's no low to it with them. There's no low. And we take them too lightly, and we take them for granted all too often of what they will and won't do. Well, they did this, but they won't do that. Oh, they will, and they could, and they might just attempt it. You know, once somebody get all up in your mind like that, and they're cutting at your self-esteem and your self-worth, it's not a good thing. And they know how to beat a dead horse. And they won't have any mercy about that, guys. They won't have any mercy. That energy is just a toxic energy. It kills. That's what it does. That energy kills. Slowly, but it's killing. Sometimes quickly. But generally it's a slow death. So if you are in no contact and you have gotten away, be thankful for that. That you're not suicidal, that they did not get you to that point. There are people who have, unfortunately, they have gotten to that point. And the narcissist took them right to the ledge. And they did whatever they had to do to get them over the ledge as well. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible when I think about it. So much potential, so much life left for that person to live, but yet the narcissist got into their mind and took them out into the deep end, and they couldn't see their way to shore. They know how to get back to shore. You know, when a person is pondering suicide, they are feeling hopeless. It's a tunnel vision at that point. All they can see is the negative. They can't see a way out. They don't see that way out. And that's why they go there. They're sick in that moment. That's why it's so important that we learn how to walk in gratitude in life, because if we can't have gratitude for anything, we can't see anything positive or good, that's certainly not going to help when those negative feelings creep up into us, if we ever get exposed to that narcissist and they're trying to oppress you and bring you down. And sometimes it's hidden agendas. If they want to get a life insurance policy, a narcissistic child with the parent, they don't ever want you strong-minded and strong in your body, because then you have enough strength to walk away. They want to keep you in a weakened state. And some of them get to that point. If they can't have you, they don't want anybody else to have you. For those of you who married into narcissistic relationships, married these narcissistic men, and there's domestic violence, and he's tried to kill you, and he might literally say it, if I can't have you, nobody can't have you. I'm telling you. And some of you are afraid to be single. Shoot. Listen to some of these stories. You might be thinking your maker, look, I'm cool by myself. Because it's crazy out here. And I'm not trying to make anybody hypervigilant. But I've heard all types of scenarios. You know, one of my loyal listeners, you know, she's gone through much. She was with this narcissist and had a child with the narcissist, and the child is still fairly young, and then find out that the narcissist was molesting her young child. Can you imagine? That is, you know, that's something horrible to work through. And God bless her for having the strength, her and her daughter, to work through that situation and get justice. But somebody that may not have been as weak-minded, they could have fell into a horrible depression and stayed there and continued to spiral. Everybody has different temperaments. And they can get you to the point where a straw will break the camel's back. That's why. This is why I say to stay prayed up and to always keep that communication line open with God. Because He's going to give you the discernment, number one. But it's an armor around you of protection as well. There's been some horrible situations of people losing their lives, getting murdered and committing suicide, and these quote-unquote accidental deaths and accidental this, and chances are there's a narcissist lurking very nearby, flying under the radar covertly. And then the family members and friends are spending a lifetime trying to prove it. She would never have gone there. She would have never done this. He did that, or she did this. It's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. You know, they're encouraging someone. They're literally encouraging someone to end their life. Someone that's in a broken state. I've heard some horrible things. But I just want you guys to be mindful. Please be mindful. Especially for those of you who believe that narcissist was a psychopath or is a psychopath as well. Now we're getting on the darker end of the spectrum, okay? The darker end of the spectrum. Be thankful that you got out of their grasp. Be thankful that they're focused on someone else. Unfortunately, hopefully they get it. But you have to keep yourself safe at that point. Alright guys, so I just wanted to put this video out there, and you know, we have to keep in mind these darker angles. Alright, until next time, please take care.